Hello and welcome to Pens, Paint and Whiskers. So following on from this monster sketchbook tour to end off 2025, this is part two. So I've got through most of it, or well, half, but there's still more to look at. And if you haven't watched part one, first of all, go back and watch part one, but I'm joking. Welcome. But this is I'm not sure what brand it is, but I ordered this quite inexpensively online. And what I ended up doing because of the paper quality, now it said it was 200 GSM. The jury's out on that. I felt every single medium just either soaked through the page or shredded the paper. So what I ended up doing was buying an Ohuhu pad and an Art Gecko sketchbook pad and tearing them out and gluing them into this. Never again will I do such a thing. The heartbreak of it. But because I had spent, I know it was inexpensive, but because I don't want to waste anything and I want to use everything I buy mindfully, I spent over 6 months taping and gluing bits and pieces into this, treating it like a scrapbook. That's the last time I'll ever do such a thing. So as a result, I'm left with quite a monster. And quite happy to be going on to a decent quality sketchbook. If there's anything anyone is going to learn from this video is invest and save up for a good sketchbook. But anyway, so in part one, we had to look up to here of it. Part two, I'm just going to find my page. So this was June to December I worked in this, I should say. And this was still quite a midsummer. So these are my, I had this idea for Grecian mermen. So I made these fellows first way back in May in another sketchbook. And so, yeah, I had this idea that they have an ongoing sort of not a fight, but sort of a catch me if you can sort of cat and mouse game between Navy men. And what I did with these fellows here is it's quite an interesting technique that I did like. I'm sort of inspired by a Blackmoor goldfish, so they sort of look really, under certain light conditions, they have a lovely bronze look to their scales and their bellies and their under them. So yeah, I sort of painted these fellows in gold first. So I think it was acrylic or watercolor gold. Then I went over them in I think it's alcohol marker, but certainly I framed them in gold paint and I painted the sky. And I really like the way the gold shone through. So if I do these guys again, I will do the same. And then I was thinking then about the Navy man point of view, that if he captured one or if he studied one, that like a voyage of discovery, he would have a sketchbook and he would sketch out these creatures. And I actually used coffee to stain the page to make it look like an old explorer's notebook. And I'm really happy with the way it ended up. So and these fellows are my medieval guys again. So I spotted in an old marginalia book these kind of random creatures that were wings and bird feet and human parts. So I put them all in together and I made these two. I'm not sure of the context. One Day it's called. So I like to think that they're looking at this sort of knight, sort of like an old cathedral. You would have knights buried there and their carvings on their sarcophagi. And these guys are in training to be knights. And he's sort of telling this fellow here has doubts. Will he ever be as brave a knight? And this fellow assures him that, well, indeed, yes, you will. So yeah, I like the idea behind that. And these are more Navy men and marmen. So yeah, Yeah, vampire. Yeah, I do have this idea that these navy men, there's such a thing as a maritime vampire, and they have kind of suckers and tentacles like a squid instead. So yeah, I do like that. And what I like more about this is the lilac waves that I choose, and not blue waves. But I'm not sure I like that painting or that page. Oh yes, this was for an art trade. The YouTuber Kent Makes Art. I'll probably pop his channel down in the description as well. But Kent Makes Art. We did an art raffle, an art trade, and I got to draw his little this little wizard character, and he really liked this little wizard character, and I did too. I thought he was really cute. So the idea behind him was that as he's a child, is his powers, are they imagination or are they real? I don't know, but that's what I was going with. And this fellow here is the artist Static Wool has a character, a priest character called Caleb. And one of my favorite pieces of art from Static Wool is of Caleb. And during the summer, I got in touch with Static Wool and asked if she would mind terribly if I do fan art of Caleb. And of course, she was more than delighted, and I did. And I really like the sort of the colors chosen. So he's actually done in alcohol markers himself. And these fellows here, so these quite threatening looking masked beings are painted in gold. And this the glass behind, I do like the color scheme, so I wanted to give this kind of a soft pink glow to everything. So like an evening in a cathedral in summer, and yet there is a threat going on, and yeah, I really like the way that turned out. So this is, oh yes, this is an OC. So this is oh, Hugh, and I think his son Tiernan, but I don't like this page. So I painted, rather than do alcohol markers, I painted the entire thing in acrylics. And yeah, kind of Hugh and Tiernan and Henrietta. Least said about them, the better, I think. And yeah, so as a, I think it was a YouTube challenge. It was something anyway, but or a test of materials. This is another merman, and he's got quite a lot of spines, and he's got little antlers here. I'm really happy with how he turned out. But what he was a test of watercolor, so metallic watercolors. So he's all metallic, and he's inked, and he's got Posca, and I really like the way he turned out. Now, so, and yeah, so this was heading into December. So I had this idea that I should make Disney villains, so fan art of them. For some year, 2025 was my ambitious year of thinking I could do lots and lots of fan art. And so, I'll say. But this is Cruella de Vil done in acrylic markers, and I think acrylic paints and Posca pens. And I really like the way this entire page turned out. It gives quite a chaotic sort of look to her, and I really like the style she has. She's great style anyway, but I really like the way I made everything. And I like the color scheme. So obviously red, white, black, but the pink too. So that was really good. I really enjoyed doing that, and I did say I would do more Disney villains, but so far, you know what I'm going to say next, so I won't say it. Oh yeah, this was my medieval little creatures. So I did them on YouTube. I think I made quite a lot of shorts of them, but yeah, just all acrylic markers, just typical medieval creatures. So just dragon, unicorn, and griffin, and I really liked them. Oh yeah, and this was my medieval weird creatures. So in Marginalia, I'm not sure of the book. I probably should have written it down. But they had little kind of I don't know were they ladies, but they had these long kind of tails and little kind of dragon feet. So I went with that and titled it Girls' Night Out. So yeah, and they're playing instruments and these little bell kind of ringers. So having a good time, I think. And the background is acrylic, and this border here is painted in acrylic too, and they are alcohol markers. Now, these guys were one of my favorites too of the entire year. So these were I did make a video of them. I think it was out in November. But these guys were I had this idea that those kind of facial markings on certain creatures, like beaked whales, for example. Why don't I put them on more human looking characters and see where we go from there? And as a result, I ended up with these interesting looking creatures. So the police officer, underworld priest, this spy woman, and a soldier. And I really like the way they turned out, and I like the difference in their facial colors. So they're all done with the backgrounds are acrylic, but they themselves are done in alcohol markers. And I developed one of the characters further. So yeah, Ren here, Private Ren. I'm not going to show everything, but yeah, and I did a little sort of flap for a uniform and showing his markings underneath and his facial markings. So I really like the way he turned out, and I think I made a video separately about him. And I like the color scheme. So he's got quite a soft sort of facial, sort of soft facial features, and softened even more with the nice little pink facial stripes and sort of mauve cheeks. And I like the way he looks. This one was in September, I think, or Drawtober. There was a challenge going around. Yes, Drawtober. And I only did one of those. So the challenge was satire and loot. And that's what I made and sunk without a trace. So not one of my favorites, but I do like the colour scheme is quite bright. So I do like that. Yeah, so then I got more interested in going back to my OCs. So this is again my librarians. So Christoph and his wife Karina. And they're both the same species, but I had an interesting thought. If he's wine in colour, maybe the ladies of the species are just generally they can come in this kind of nice blue. And I really like the way it turned out. So again, this background is done in, I think it's gold metallic pen. And these are done in alcohol markers. And more of this underworld library that Christoph here works at. And day to day gets harassed, we'll say, by the ordinary members of the public. So the underworld public. And what a public they would be. This is Cameron. And so to be fair to Cameron, yes, he's quite, I'd imagine he's very, very wealthy and very, very well to do, but uses the library. So that's good at least. He has his priorities in the right place. I think I skipped the page. Yeah, I did. Yeah, so more Cameron. And the other characters of the library, i.e. a sentient sweeping brush and Christoph's boss. I don't know if his boss is he or she or they, but I do like the idea that we'll never know. And this one here is my eye drawing. So I had an idea that I should make a video about blending pencils. And I did some blending on eye portraits. And like the way it turned out, but I don't think this is ever going to be continued. They're just some of my OCs, so I think that's Soren. I'm sure that's Melante, the gargoyle, and Lance, a centaur. And oh yes, this was for, I think this was drawn for YouTube too. Yeah, it was, I believe. So this background is, so again, of course, they're mermen. The background is watercolor, just watercolors. And these here are Crayola pencils. And they're inked in blue pen. So yeah, I like the way they turned out, but I would potentially like to redo them. And then on live stream for Halloween, I drew an OC. So this is Essie, and she's a fire mage, and I drew her in acrylic markers. And I think acrylic paint somewhere along the line, or alcohol markers. And I really like the way she turned out. So she's bright and she's colourful and has some of her flame going there because, of course, she is a fire mage. Yeah, so and then this here is my, oh my goodness, there's quite a lot of noise. Yeah, so these are my medieval mermen again. So if I was ever going to make a print, I would redo these fellows and I would make them as a print, I think. I don't know, I just really like how they both turned out. So you need to kind of look at them to figure out where the tails are and whose tail is whose. So it's not fully clear, but I like the idea that they're both looping around each other. I spotted I think it was a medieval lamprey in a book. And I just thought I liked the idea of it, so I'll transform it into two mermen. And I like the borders. They're painted in eyes, so painted acrylic markers or acrylic paint actually, or gouache. I think it's gouache as well. I do know for a fact they are highlighted and painted in gouache, and the waves also gouache. So I really like these guys too. Now this fellow, these little pair here were done on a live stream. So it was for a friend. So there was Darkheart, who has a YouTube channel, and Morningstar. So Mr. Morningstar, I both drew them. So Morningstar's cat, Puss, and then Darkheart as a little rat with a little frill and a purple pumpkin. So they are painted and acrylic markers, and they both loved them. So I was happy with that. Now these fellows here are my mermen. So these are my more mermen, I know. I was somewhat inspired by narwhals that have the little unicorn, little horn. So I thought it would be quite cute actually to give them two mermen. So these guys have a double little horn. And instead of brown, I like the idea that they were candy colours. So they're quite fun and quite playful looking. And they have this underworld spa that these creatures are they live in, and like those fish in real life that eat up dead skin cells, well, these guys do it on a larger scale. And they have a keeper here called Julie. And Julie, I think her main purpose in life is to look after these guys and make sure they are extremely well fed too. This is another portrait of my OC. I think he was drawn on live stream too, Cameron. And what I like about Cameron here is this is my first attempt in framing him in washi tape. So I do like it, the idea. It gives quite a 3D kind of sort of collage effect. And I like the idea of he himself. So he's kind of there's stars that I have drawn and stars I have stuck on, and he's done in alcohol markers, and he is inked in and done. I think there's a little bit of paint on him too, but I like his color scheme there. He's very fancy looking. So oh yes, this was I think it was for a December drawing. I know, December art challenge that I completed in November, of course. So centaur, I think, or knight, I'm not sure of the word, but whatever it was, I choose my OC Lance. So she is a Dragator, And I styled her as a medieval Knights Templar sort of design. And I really like how she ended up looking. This was, yeah, my 100 subscriber live stream. I did little kind of suggested fan art of people's suggested fan art, and I made them. So Hornet, Mr. Morningstar, Poison Mushroom, Crimson Indignation, Dot, Oscar Wilde 30, the Moomin characters by Yggdrasil, and then Mama Linksy suggested my own OC, Mouth Baby. So yeah, I like that. And yeah, so this was the same December art challenge. So this is using the word noble. So I was thinking about obviously a noble lady, but I didn't want to just draw a regular human. So I made a noble dragon lady, and I really like her costume and the way it, the color schemes, the way it all sort of came together. So I might think about that more again. And she's alcohol markers. More of my Cameron was very popular in November, I realised, because yeah, this is more of Cameron and Mouse Baby and his mother Mouth Lady, and kind of an autumnal sort of feel to it in his colours and his costume, and then these little washi tapes. So yeah, he was very popular back in early November. Oh yes, and I have a video coming out about this fellow. So this is for the same drawing challenge. I think the theme was aquatic. So there was a medieval picture of Arion, and there's a Greek myth about him, I think, escaping on the back of a dolphin. So I thought about that myth and then decided to, of course, transform Arion into a merman. And so he's done in alcohol markers and I think acrylic gold paint. And I will have a video out about him in maybe next month. This again, the same drawing challenge. So this is my Minotaur lady and her Minotaur son. And I really like how this turned out. There's something quite magical about it. So, or quite, yeah, quite magical and fantasy. I know from the island of Minoa, I know it's completely different, but I just liked her in a Grecian looking costume because it went really well with the background, and I inked over the acrylic gold pen in blue ink, and I really like how that came out. And I, of course, outlined her in Posca pen. So almost at the end. This is for the same drawing challenge. The prompt this time was creature, so I just drew a mixture of creatures. So Sphinx, Lady, Fairy, Vampire, Harpy, Gargoyle, and Fall. And just mixed them all up. So all of the backgrounds are acrylic markers, and they themselves are alcohol markers. So I really like how that turned out as well. And sometimes just doing random sketches on a page is tickles that little kind of just creative itch I have. This I made a video or a short or a live stream, I'm not sure which, but Celtic art. I was looking at an unfinished depiction of an angel in, I think it's the Book of Kells or the Gospel of St. Gallen. And I decided to make my own version of it, and that's when I came up with this scary looking angel. And using, kind of pushing out the idea that biblically accurate, got quite a lot of eyes, and these little creatures forming the border. So I did say to myself I would incorporate more Celtic art, and I hope to do so. And yeah, so these were drawn on live stream as well. So these were the little animal heads seen in the Book of Kells and other medieval Irish manuscripts. And I really like how these turned out. So they're all alcohol markers and lined in Posca. So I liked kind of the graphic look that they have. And this fellow here, he first appeared in my creature dump. So this is him here. I decided I liked him enough that I wanted to expand upon him. So I did expand upon him, and his name is Ranulf. And I had an idea that he should be like a Tudor vampire, but possibly some kind of a fey creature. And I do really like him, and I hope to draw more of him. And I have a video about him, and you will probably see more of him in 2026. But it's the first time as well that I did the background brown. I really like how that turned out because I wanted to give the idea of a wooden background or an old page. And then I painted the little gold frames. So I really like how he turned out. He's another favourite of mine. And yes, I don't know if, yeah, I'll just keep a finger here, but this is his I won't say female version. I won't say that, but this is Honor. So she's sort of more of an Elizabethan vampire lady. The same species, we'll say, as Ranulf. And I like to think that maybe she's the one that created him or transformed him into a vampire creature. I'm not sure which, but I liked the way her page turned out too. So with the blue behind, she came out looking a little bit even more, perhaps magical. So I'll draw more of her, and I do have a video of her too. Probably, yeah, later on, whenever. Yeah, so these, I wanted to test water-based markers. And I just had an idea of these sort of stained glass creatures. So mer creature, I'm not sure who this person is here, but their skin is stained glass. And this Sphinx lady, and I painted the background in acrylic markers. With acrylic markers, I think, and I like the way it turned out. We're almost at the end. So yeah, so the last 2 pages maybe. Yeah, so this one is Soren and his behavior as a Christmas angel, and a few other sort of angelic OCs, this creature here and this fellow. And then, yeah, so these took up a lot of my time in the days leading up to Christmas with a live stream and with shorts. So again, I just wanted to make creatures. So I did do that. I just made creatures, and some are recognizable, others are not. So I made a color challenge, which I'll make a video on, and it'll be out later in 2026. So Ranulf in a more spring kind of ensemble, all in alcohol markers, brimstone, Ren here, and then these guys, I don't know, but I do like his costume and his colour scheme, so I will take note of that. And that's the boys. So then for the second part of the colour challenge, I did the girls, and I think quite a lot of them are my favourite, more so. So this lady, a Krampus mountain troll lady, a Gorgon alien, flower lady that was based on sometimes daisies have 2 little heads attached, and lightning bolt girl, and a kind of flower fairy. But all of their backgrounds are all painted in acrylic markers, and they themselves are alcohol markers. And they were the last picture, and thank goodness, because I don't think I could handle more of this sketchbook. But however, as is tradition, I like to finish off, so I shall show you if you hadn't watched part 1, but I have a title page. So it is a little bit curated, I'll admit, but I like a title page. It warms me up to the sketchbook. It makes me, kind of lets me see how this sketchbook will perform. So that's my title page. So it was medieval in style. I might pick a different theme this time. And that's my back title page. So just something silly. And I wanted to see the back of this, so it was quite lazy, I know, but... And that's the actual paper. Apparently the 200 GSM. And that's done in Crayola pencil, and as I was making it, it was shredding off and peeling, so again, not suitable for Crayola either. And just this little silly kind of marginalia hand beast. And that's all, folks. So indeed, that's all, folks. And at the very end, I know there's a few pages left, but heading into 2026, I thought, new year, new sketchbook, why not? I'm not going to go back to this, and certainly not this method. But yeah, it was ended the 25th of the 12th, 2025. So that's been this monster of a sketchbook. 2 videos. And if you've just found me and you like what you see, why not consider liking and subscribing? I upload fairly regularly. If you've been following me all along and you've got to the very end of this video, thank you very much. I respect your patience, and most appreciative of that. And I'll have more videos out in 2026 as and when per usual, I will say. And also, I probably forgot to mention this in part 1. I covered this in some wrapping paper I found, and these stickers, I bought them, goodness, I don't even know where. But yeah, I like to cover things in stickers too. So the actual cover of this, I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, and it's ring bound too, and quite monstrous in size. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in 2026.